the holdouts from the side bunker on 18 with McIlroy and Morikawa, that was some of the most outstanding Masters moments I've seen in a long time. That got me off the couch. That was awesome.
And we needed it. We needed it because Scheffler had put a stranglehold on the tournament to such a degree that you're looking for something. That was awesome just because Rory is a guy who, as we all know, needs the Masters to finish the Slam, and for whatever reason has just gotten off to poor starts, and it's kind of baffling as to why. And in the game, this is not a criticism by any stretch, but when he starts playing well on the weekend, it's just the old, here comes Rory for another backdoor top 10. Well, he's played so well on the weekends where he hasn't been part of the storyline, and then you look back at the results and you go, oh, wow, he did finish top 10. He wasn't part of the main fabric of the story. Well, yesterday was different because not only did he play well enough to become top 10, but he was playing well enough that you had to entertain the thought that if something went wrong with Scheffler, well, maybe he could post a score. And then when he holds out on 18, and the place goes berserk, and then Morikawa matches it, and the reaction of those two with one another, right? Like Rory was cheering him on the same way Morikawa was cheering on Rory. And then McIlroy had that I don't know what to do with my hands thing. I don't know what happened. Like it was like the club ejected from his hands. He just kept what are you doing with your hands, bro? What is this thing you're doing? But it was spectacular. Morikawa told me afterwards, I've never heard a roar like that. And then he heard another one because it was for him. It was tremendous. And again, those are two great talents. But it speaks to what Scheffler did over the course of 3.5 days that in terms of who's going to win and lose, it didn't make any difference.
Here's just a nice footnote to Sandy birdies like that, So Scott Van Pelt here.
How about that? You go bunker to bunker and hole out, and you don't win the hole with when you're settling up with your buddy. You're like, we have the hole, bud.
Right, and then one of them caps a 64 on Sunday with it and doesn't even come within shots of the tournament.
That speaks to Scheffler's brilliance. He came down to Butler Cabin on Friday, and it was he hadn't won from the lead. And it's wild how in sports, not just golf, but certainly in golf, that playing with the lead, there's a burden to that. There's something about being freed up when you're chasing, and you saw that from McIlroy, right? Like you take on shots maybe you wouldn't otherwise. And I said to Scottie, look, you won in Phoenix and you won in Orlando trailing. I'm not trying to say there's anything bad about leading by 5, obviously, but it's just different. And I think he spoke to that after he won, that when he woke up Sunday, he was emotional. Like, I don't know if I'm ready for this because that place is different, man. Like, you win that, and you're different for the rest of your life. You're a Masters champion. And I thought it was interesting to hear him so honestly share what the weight of that is, that just the expectation, because we've seen people stumble, certainly, famously in that spot, and he didn't. And at such a young age to kind of wobble a bit early and then, steady himself and win, I think it's just, from start to finish, it's just a hell of a show from the young man.
Hey, you watched all the way to the end. Thanks for that. Watch more right here.